Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Arbor Adventures. And today we're going to talk about Season 1, Episode 11, and right now we are Sun Elf Rogue Assassin Dolos is in Neverwinter. He is in Neverwinter with Forgelorn Shram and 540 of his alive Dwarven Sentinels after they got their butts kicked at Phandalin by the human woodcutters, because the human woodcutters had 100 bracers, the bracers of 100 warriors, which made them immune to non-magical weapons, right? So Forgelorn Shram, is sent packing, and they have to escape from the teleportation portal at the Garnet Mines in Phandalin back to Neverwinter. So at this point, Dolos is received in Neverwinter by Jesp. And Jesp is this tiefling garnet merchant. And Dolos continues to return to this tiefling garnet merchant. And this merchant is richer and richer every time he comes, right? And one of the reasons why is Dolos is at the front lines of all the major all the major conflicts that are in on the Sword Coast, which is the west coast of Faerun, right? So, and Jesp sees him coming and going, and he knew right away that there was conflict between the human woodcutters in Phandalin and the Dwarven miners, and he was able to use that information to expand his merchant positioning in Neverwinter. Additionally to that, Dolos was attacked and dealt with the Soulbinders when he escorted Farsharn between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. And again, Jesp is getting information from Dolos because Dolos is on the front lines of conflict and danger. And basically what ends up happening is that, Jesp is turning this information into gold, right? And so Jesp is thrilled every time Dolos comes. And this time is the best ever. And the reason why is 540 Dwarven Sentinels in full armor with all their weapons show up in the middle of Neverwinter. Now, this is actually very good news. Why is this good news? Well, the dwarves don't come out of the mountain very often. They stay there and they create a ton. They mine out gold, they mine out silver, they mine out iron. And then they send also finished goods to Neverwinter and to Waterdeep, right? And Neverwinter and Waterdeep make a ton of money off of these Mount Hotenow dwarves, right? Because their materials are the best by far. It's not even close. It's like, their materials are just way better than anything anybody else can get anywhere else, right? The gold is of finer quality, the silver is finer quality. There's less dross when they send. Their finished goods are unparalleled. And so basically, Forgelorn Shram shows up with 540 of these Dwarven Sentinels, but all the merchants, all the people, and even the nobility are absolutely thrilled to be receiving the Mount Hotenow Dwarven Sentinels. And they're extremely excited. They're like, whoa, we're so glad you're here. Thanks for coming to visit us, right? And the reality is they don't understand that the Dwarven miners did not intend to come to Neverwinter. They're there because they had to escape. They're there because they had to escape from the human woodcutters in Phandalin, right? But the merchants and the people and even the nobility, the upper classes of Neverwinter, they don't care. They're just thrilled that the dwarves are there, and they're also not listening. They're just like so happy that these people who have made them so much money have actually come to visit them directly and actually to see them directly. And they're literally thrilled. They're just like, so happy to see the dwarves. And this huge party happens that night, right? So like all the the dwarven the Neverwinter merchants, the people, the nobility, literally take all the it's like it was during the 2020 plague years, where we did all our dining outdoors in the streets. And there's this huge party that like extended for like 3 or 4 streets around Jesp's house. And this is really nice because it was a very unexpected moment. And Forge Lord Shram and the dwarves realize that the love that Neverwinter has for them, which is based on them helping them tremendously with commerce, is very real. And these dwarves who are, literally running for their lives from the human woodcutters are received, and there's this huge hospitality party, which is really wild, right? So at that point, the party goes through the night, right? And finally, Dolos gets a request from his brother Farrowin to talk, right? So they go on a walk through the streets of Neverwinter, and Farrowin says, "Listen, okay, something's going to happen tomorrow. Forge Lord Shram is going to decide to let his daughter fight her own battle, or Forge Lord Shram is going to decide to let his daughter, or he's going to start one of the biggest wars that's ever been seen in Faerun, which will certainly be a massive war between the humans of Faerun and the dwarves of Faerun, right?" And so, at that point, there's this, whole, circumstance that happens. And he says, so that's going to happen in the morning. But right now, brother, you and I need to go home. Now, I promised you that I would return home with you, and that the two of us would talk to our family about their assassin training. This has been happening for centuries. It's secret, right? And maybe it needs to end. And so you and I need to leave in the morning. We cannot talk to Shram because we cannot get caught up in any more of these things. And I need to keep my promise to you to go home and actually go home with you to our enclave, right? And Dolos says, whoa, we're not abandoning the dwarves, right? Like, we're here, we're in this, right? And Farrowin says, listen, I did not come here to get involved in the middle of the human, the human woodcutter, dwarf miner, Phandalin conflict, right? I came here to complete Voronway's work, to use Thove, the hate of Vecna, the cursed blade that you have, to kill a good, aligned fighter, cleric, ranger, anyone, any adventurer, any champion, right? And allow them to have a battle of wills with Vecna, and obtain the power of Vecna for good, and shove Vecna's consciousness to the back, and have a good person controlling all of Vecna's powers, which is way bigger than a war that is sparking in a small mining woodcutting village, right? Like, that's bigger, right? And he says, so, and here's the thing. The reason why I want to go home is I no longer believe that you are helping me with this. And the reason why is we have already found plenty of champions who could do the job that Voronway had called out. Mindardus could have done it, the white dragonborn. And Captain Whiston could have done it, the captain of the Sea Ghost. Or Forge Lord Shram could have done it. Or Arosarn could have done it, right? We keep coming across good people. We keep coming across champions who will serve perfectly to stop Thove from being a channel of souls to Vecna, and also stop Vecna permanently, right? Like, or at least more than he's stopped now, because he's been exiled to Oerth with the Chime of Exile. That all happened in Vecna Eve of Ruin. right? And so he says, I no longer believe that you are actually trying to help me, right? And the reason why, and then I did this line. I thought I was kind of proud of this one. He's like, brother, you will take 10 lives for the sake of conflict, but you won't take one life for the sake of peace. And so I don't want to break my promise to you. I will go with you right now. We leave immediately, right, before Shram speaks, because I don't want to get caught up in more of this. And we will leave immediately for our enclave. I will keep my promise to you, but we have to go now, right? And Dolos is like, no, I'm here with Erosarn. I'm here with Shram. And, and we are in the middle of this, right? And we are involved. And so then Farrowyn says, listen, brother, I can't thank you enough for coming to get me at Candlekeep. I can't thank you enough for agreeing to help me with your quest. And I believe that you did intend to help me with your quest, but I think that you are confused about who deserves to die and what reasons death should do, right? And Dolos says, so I have to break my vow to you, right? And then he says, you promised me that you would show me where Thove was. Now, at this point, the reason why Farrowyn has not seen Thove is every time a fight breaks out, Thove kind of looks for his safety. So he's actually never seen his brother use Thove. However, there have been a lot of clues that his brother has Thove. And so there is this question of, did Farrowyn look away on purpose, right? Is he frightened of even dealing with this blade? Because this blade has taken so many lives at this point, right? And so, Awaddle and Rafig and, Vow, quite a few, right? Like a lot, right? And pretty much my own Sharg, the green dragon, pretty much every person, actually fully, every single living creature that went to battle with Dolos died. Every single one, without exception. All dead, all right? So, pretty significant. Yeah, and so that is very significant, right? So all that is happening, and finally he just says, I have to break my promise to you because I don't believe you're going to help me, and I fully intend to finish Voronway's work. I'm going to find a champion who's willing to die and ready to defeat Vecna in the Battle of Wills, right? And I'm going to go find that champion, and I'm coming for Thove. So just be aware of that. And Dolos says, brother, we've had peace, we've traveled together, and I really wish you would not do this. And I really wish you understood death the way I did, right? Our family takes lives. And while you never learned to do that, I had to. And you lack understanding about what's actually happening now. And so, very, very fascinating. And then Farrowyn says, that's it, I have to go, right? And he does. He leaves. He immediately leaves, walks off down the streets of Neverwinter to leave Neverwinter. And at that point, Dolos goes back to Jesp's house to hear what Forge Lord Shram is going to do, because Shram said that he would give him his decision in the morning. That's where we're going to cut it off. Thank you very much for letting me share this with you. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion on the best parts of Arbor Adventure. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.